Hello out there, I'm the oldest nerd here to talk about Babylon 5 and the episode In the Shadow of Zahadum. This is a very difficult episode to review, and the reason is because it is incredibly heavy in exposition. In order to tell you much about it, I would have to give away the story, which I do not want to do. It's something you really need to watch in order to get the full impact of it. But the brief outline of it is that it all circles around Captain Sheridan, whose wife was lost on an exploratory mission some time back. And it turns out that a member of the crew of that ship is Mr. Morden. He's the person that's been dealing with Londo in order to help the Centauri's defeat the Narn. Now, what nobody knew, at least at the very beginning, was that it's the shadows that Morden represents, and therefore a great danger in allowing them into our known world. Now, of course, Sheridan doesn't know anything about this, and he has Morden taken and interrogated. And this leads to all kinds of problems between him and Garibaldi, and between him and Ivanova, and a certain serious discussion between him and Dr. Franklin. And it uses all of the characters very well, and if it says anything, it tells you about where the conscience lies in all of these characters. Sheridan is kind of off the rails on this one, understandably so. But he is told in no uncertain terms by Franklin, by Ivanova, by Garibaldi, by Delenn, and by Kosh that he is being irrational and needs to pull it back because there are bigger things at stake here. And if he were someone else looking at him, he would agree with them. And so that's kind of where this story goes as far as the structure of it. Now, the meat of it is setting the stage even further for the story as it goes forward, because this was the year of the Great War with the Shadows, and we're starting to see just what kind of threat the Shadows are, where they came from, and how to defeat them. And so that last part, of course, is left a little vague in this point, but there is a way that was done, and there is someone on the station that knows how that happened. So there is going to be a big education of how Sheridan learns about how to fight the Shadows, and it's going to be a lot of cooperation necessary in order to defeat them. The Earth is going to have to finally trust the Minbari and the Vorlons and everyone else in order to get together and fight a common foe. They also introduce Night Watch in here. This is kind of a thought crimes unit. The Earth, of course, has kind of an authoritarian president right now, and one of the things that they're looking for is anything that disrupts the peace. We must have peace between our own peoples before we have peace with anyone else. And that's at least the cloak over what they're really doing. And they offer an extra 50 credits a week to anyone that wants to wear the armband and watch for what people are saying and what people are thinking. It's very ominous. And that's another angle of the story that will continue on, of course. As far as the impact of the episode is, I have to say that it is difficult to watch, because we have a situation to where Sheridan is a little bit out of his mind, not unnaturally so, but just his desire to know what happened is something that overpowers his better judgment. And despite the fact everybody goes as far as they can to say, you're nuts, you're acting nuts. And it takes a good bit of information given to him before he's willing to back down, and that information could be deadly. That's where this story is. And it shows some different places on the station of kind of interest. There is a stage and it's kind of a lecture hall set up in which the Earth representative for the Ministry of Peace, or MINPAX, is giving his presentation. There is one of the restaurants that they have not shown, a little more cafeteria-like than we've seen in previous episodes. And, of course, some of the more seen-before sets, like the bar where we often see Londo. Londo was not in this. They used Vir as kind of the conscience of the Centauri. And his conversation with Morden was very well put. Vera is not really such a shrinking violet as you might believe, and when he does have an opinion about something, he lets it be known, even though he stays within the parameters of his job. He was of he had no reason to be even very nice to Morden in their meeting in the beginning of the episode. So all of this is the setup, of course, and we await the fighting war that will ensue as a result of all of this. I'd like to know what you think. Please put it in the comments below. And, of course, if you have not subscribed to this, please do subscribe. We continue to do, there are 5 seasons of this show, and we are at episode 16 of season 2, so we have quite a ways to go. We have, of course, Deep Space Nine, also in its 2nd season, coming tomorrow on Wednesday. We have the penultimate episode of Bad Batch, and then one more episode about halfway through in Star Trek Discovery, which will be on Friday. Of course, coming in about a week or so, we will have the first episode of Doctor Who, and that review will most likely be on Monday, following the 11th of May. The 11th, about the 14th of May, I believe, if I can figure this out without a calendar in front of me. So thank you for joining us, and until next time, don't go far.